Now. Oh, now you are. Now you are. Sorry, I love hearing
Now
from
I
you
am?
guys.
Am I?
No,
That,
now you're not.
no?
No, your glasses are fabulous, though.
Yeah. Hold on.
And Toby, you're not muted.
Okay, trying.
All right. Marissa, you're good. All right. Sorry, guys. On this end, like I said, I get so much feedback from everyone. So, all right. So decide you're going to do this. This is your business. It doesn't matter if it takes you 6 months or 5 years to achieve your goals. You have to look at it that this is your business. And I recently had a meeting with a distributor who actually promoted really quickly, to be honest, and was like, but you never know what someone's personal goals are. And she was like, I'm so discouraged, and I was like, well, I'm like, look at it this way. I'm like, even if it takes you, let's say, 5 years, and then in 5 years you're going to be even a triple diamond, so you're making $10,000 a month, or let's say you're an ambassador diamond in 5 years, because that's actually more likely, and you're making $30,000 a month. Whatever you're doing right now, in 5 years, do you have the ability to make $30,000 a month? If you do, that's really awesome, and that's really awesome. But most people don't. Like most people, that's not our reality. So you have to look at it as, even if something is going to take you 5 years, if it's going to end up with $30,000 a month and complete freedom in your life, I think it's definitely worth it. So you have to look at this as a business. You have to look at your long-term goals. You wouldn't start up a restaurant and expect to be, typical business models aren't even out of the red for 3 to 5 years. So, if you were going to open up a typical business, you wouldn't even be making you'd be in debt for that long. So treat it like a business. The other thing is, don't compare yourself to anyone else, because we all have a different journey. There's a reason for this journey. I was telling the last group, I've been a double diamond for a year now, and I have learned a lot about myself, my personal development, and leadership in that last year. There are other people who have gone ambassador diamond in 7 months. So it doesn't mean you're less or more. We all have a different journey. I have different things still that I need to work on, different things than Amanda needs to work on. So, we're all a work in progress. We all have a different journey. Don't think that because, you didn't make it to Ruby in 3 months that you're not cut out for this. Pam Souter, her first 6 months in network marketing didn't sell a single item. So not one product. Not only did she not get a distributor, she didn't sell a single product. And, if she would have given up after 6 months saying, I haven't sold anything, I haven't signed anyone, which most people would do, she wouldn't be where she's at right now. And I think we can all admit that she's in a pretty good spot right now. So don't compare your journey, and don't give up. The second thing I want to tell you guys is, and I want to say this in the nicest way possible, time is not an excuse. Nobody joins this business because they have loads of free time that they're looking to find a way to kill. Everyone has craziness going on. Everyone has their own story, multiple jobs, multiple kids. I'm not saying that means it's easy for you. I'm not saying that I think that it's not going to challenge you to be smart with your time, because it is, but it's possible. You just have to give yourself time to get down a rhythm, and you have to schedule when you're going to work this business, and you have to stick to it. So, when I started, I was working 2 jobs. I never saw my kids. I never saw my husband because we worked opposite times, and I didn't have time, but I was able to put in, minutes throughout the day here and there to, get this business going, and it paid off really, really quickly. But the one thing I was consistent with it. And so I'm not saying you have to put in hours per day by any means. You can put in 15 minutes per day, and that's fine. You just need to stay consistent, and you need to dedicate what you're going to do for this business and not allow time to be your excuse. That leads into my next thing. Hang on one second. Jamie, sweetheart, I'm going to have you mute your thing, if you can. Mute your end. Thanks, sweetie. And welcome. So, okay, the next thing is be brave. So I think a lot of times in this business we give excuses because we are terrified. We join this business and we're excited because of the opportunity and we think it sounds fun, but we don't know what to do. It puts us out of our comfort zone. It puts all of us out of our comfort zone. So realize that now, accept it, and know that you're going to have to move past your fears. If you don't like talking to people, like you're going to have to work towards being able to talk to people. But guess what? When you come out the other side, you are going to be so amazed at the way you've grown. So, don't let your fears then become excuses. So like you're afraid to talk to people, so then all of a sudden you're like, I don't have time for this. Everyone's afraid in the beginning. So, this is scary. You're not alone. You have an entire team of people here where you could call, anyone on your team, but especially me, Jackie, Amanda, and Katie, and say, I messaged this lady and now I'm terrified, or I'm trying to message someone and I'm scared that they're going to say this. And you can say whatever fear it is that you have, and trust me, all of us have felt it in one form or another. So it doesn't matter how outgoing you are or, how introverted you are. You'll find out later in this meeting, like there's ways that I'm super outgoing where Amanda's not. But there's places in this business that have been terrified to go and she has not. So it doesn't mean that that's, going to stop you from this business or you can't do it. Like we all have our strengths and our weaknesses, but we can all help each other through them. So it's totally normal. Don't allow your fears to judge if you're good at this business. Your friends and family do not pay your bills. So a lot of people, unfortunately, when you sign up, you have friends and family that aren't necessarily the most supportive. That's very common. So don't think that's out of the ordinary. Don't feel like you were born into the family where all of a sudden you're the redheaded stepchild. You're not. It's very common in this business. For whatever reasons, and there's a million reasons why, it just happens that way. So it's still going to sting every time you hear them tell you you're doing something you shouldn't do or this is a mistake, but you just have to stay confident in yourself and not let it discourage you. And just remember, I dealt with this really largely actually when I started my business, that there were not actually with, like you have like your life you grow up with, like going through school and then like your adult life. And everyone in my adult life was actually very supportive of my business, but everyone, like all of my, childhood life was, not supportive at all and totally annoyed by my business. And that really stung because, that was like my family. And, I just had to tell them that, they weren't paying my bills. And, they didn't know, like, how hard up we were. They didn't, see how I cried every month because we were struggling for money. So, just remember, their opinions don't pay your bills. And so don't listen to them, because there'll come a time where they see how well you're doing and they're going to want to hop on board with you. All right, so now that I've gotten over that stuff, let's jump into what we're going to do. So the first thing, obviously, when you start this business is you get your first 4 loyal customers. We're all told that, but how do we do it? Our first 2 are going to qualify us for bonuses, so that's huge. You always want to get your first 2 loyal customers because bonuses, they're a huge part of how we get paid out. The second 2 give you your $120 in free products, so you can either sell your product or be a product of the product, which I also highly recommend. So how are you going to do this? I broke it up into different parts. So basically, right away what you're going to do, and then daily what you're going to do. Right away, you're going to make a before and after post. So whoever enrolled you is going to welcome your business. That's what typically happens. They welcome your business on Facebook, so you don't have to, because that can be awkward sometimes. So people are going to see, like, hey, what's she doing, and kind of watch. So then you're going to come out and you're going to post a before and after, and you're going to say, her results are so amazing. I am so excited for her. I have 4 spots open for my 90-day challenge, and you will get my discount. First come, first serve. So when people message you, comment, or like your post, you're going to go through the loyal customer conversation, which I'm going to read through in a minute. Do not answer questions in the comments beyond I will message you now. So that way people know you're not ignoring them, but you don't want to give anything away. If you start commenting, you're going to lose control. of the conversation, and you're going to have people who would have messaged you if it would have been mysterious and they had a question and it wasn't answered, but they're reading all the comments to see if they can get out of messaging you. So don't allow that to happen. Oh, I didn't tell you guys to begin with that I uploaded everything I'm reading with all the conversations, this whole outline I'm reading you guys, I uploaded to the Rapper's Paradise page. So go under files and download it. It's just a Word document, so anyone can download it. And that way when you can go through and just follow this step by step for your business and follow it, word for word. So, all right, so after you message him, I will message you now or whatever. So the second thing you're going to do is you're going to send out messages to all of your contacts. So everyone in your Facebook, your email, your phone, everyone that's in there, don't try to discriminate on who you're going to send to. Don't try to decide who's going to be interested and who's not, because I'm going to tell you right now, you're wrong. That's just the way it goes. Everyone's wrong. We're all wrong. We think that we know how people's lives are, what they need, what they want. We have no clue. So just message everyone and let them decide, and we'll all be pleasantly surprised. So the second thing is, even if these people don't respond to you, that's fine. This is still planting the seed. This is going to get you in their news feed. So they're going to start, let's say they read your message and they're like, why is she sending me this crap? And they X out of it and you never hear back, and silently you're kind of crying. Well, they're going to start seeing your Facebook posts. So everything you post is going to show up in their feed. And we're going to get to that later. But that's what we want to do. We're still planting the seed. So once people start responding to the posts you're making and start responding to, your messaging, this is the message you're going to send. And like I said, it's typed up word for word for you guys to follow. Oh, wait, sorry. Okay, so the message you're going to send is, hey girl, how are you? I thought of you because I have 2 spots left this month to get skinny wraps at my wholesale cost. Are you interested? So that would be like your follow-up conversation with them. If nobody, or let's say that they respond, when you say, are you interested? You're going to read this conversation and it's going to be word for word. And I just want you guys to listen to how things are worded, because our words are really important, and we always want to stay in control of the conversation. We want to stay simple and direct, and especially, I think actually at all points in this business, whether you're new or have been in the business for a long time, we tend to word vomit on people and try to give them everything we do know, and it's just too much and it scares them away. So we always want to end things with a direct question that demands an answer and not leave things open-ended. So we don't want to leave things saying, if you have questions, let me know. If you're interested, let me know, anything like that. So, okay, so somebody makes contact with you or likes your post, comments. So the first thing you're going to do is say, let's say it was the wraps that you had a before and after. You're going to say, hey girl, you're interested in the wraps, ? They're going to say, yes, what does it really do? You're going to say, it tightens, tones, and firms in 45 minutes, helps with cellulite, stretch marks, and loose skin. They're going to say, how much? You're going to say, retails for $99 for 1 month's treatment, or $59 if you do the 90-day challenge. What is the 90-day challenge? You get 1 order a month for 3 months, and I can get you my discount. So simple. Here's where people mess it up. One is if someone doesn't respond, they start word vomiting because they get nervous. So don't do that. Another area is if they say, what's your website? You don't want to respond with what your website is, because you're not going to typically hear back from them again. You're going to say, are you ready to order now? I can walk you through it. If they are ready to order, you say, okay, or if, okay, and then you give them instructions. If they aren't ready to order, you say, okay, when do you want to order? I will put you in my schedule so I can reserve your spot at my cost. This is very crucial. I want to stress this a ton, because most people are going to tell you they're not ready to order right now, but if you make them choose a date for you to follow up with them, then, you know, like they have to make a commitment to you. And not only that, but like they think you're giving them such a good deal because you're still going to reserve a spot for them. So like I did this last week with some people on Instagram, and every single one of them were like, oh my gosh, thank you for reserving my spot. That's so nice. I get paid on the 15th. So it gives you a date, though, to follow up. So then you're going to write their name down in your calendar on the date to follow up with them. If they tell you, you know, no, I can't afford that, that's a perfect time for you to lead in with the It Works opportunity. So, Amanda, do you want to go over any of that I just said? Oh, you're muted. Sorry.
I'll get that one of these times. No, I think just what you said, I think was perfect. I think just, you know, keeping, you know, just making it short and sweet and just keeping it, you know, to the point. I think that's just going to be the best thing.
And I know, like, I was telling the last group, and you'll hear with some of the other conversations, like, Amanda helped me a lot with dialogue, and there were times where, I mean, I had to ask her multiple times, I'm like, is it really okay to, like, say to someone, like, are you ready to order now? Because I was like, doesn't that make me sound so bitchy? And she was like, well, I don't know, but that's where people always order, and, like, she was getting all these little customers, and I was like, man, I'm, like, just hunting people down. So as soon as I started asking those questions and, like, you know, ending things with, like, you know, are you ready to order now? Okay, when will you be ready to order? You know, let me put you in my calendar. Like, when I started seeing those things, that's when I started getting a lot more business, is, you know, getting people that were actually signing up, because I was kind of putting them on the hook. So definitely, like I said, until you're really recruiting a ton of people, stick to these dialogues that we typed out for you guys, because this is what's going to work. So if they can't afford it, you're going to lead with the It Works opportunity. So we'll go into how you're going to get there, but
I'd like to say something. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
So just kind of like what Caitlin said, for an example, like what I told the other group, that like a situation that happened with me with a potential. We were having a conversation, and, you know, I kept asking the questions, and but then it just kind of stopped after they asked how much is it, and I told them the price. Then, you know, if I would have just left it at that, and, you know, I ended the conversation with telling her the price, but then she didn't respond. So what I did was, a couple hours later, I just messaged her, and I just said, like, hey, you know, are you interested in, you know, getting some wraps? Or I think I said, hey, so what are you thinking? And then she responded with, oh, well, I think she said that she said something else, but anyway, she ended up calling me and giving me her information. So if I would have just left it at that, she probably would not have messaged me back, and I wouldn't have gotten a loyal customer from her. That being said, those scripts are just super, super, super important to stick with, because they're very to the point, but there are enough information that is needed for them, and it's not going to make them feel overwhelmed. And kind of like what I mentioned with the other group, that when you guys start doing these and you guys are following these scripts with several different people, you will start to know exactly how your potential is going to answer you back. So, for instance, if they say, you know, if they make a comment on my post, I just say, like, hey, I'll message you. And then I message them, and I say, hey, are you interested in the wraps? Even though I clearly know that they are, because they told me during my post. And then I know that they're going to say, yeah, I am. Can I have a little information? And then I know I'm going to have my information that I give them. Very short and sweet, to the point. And then I know they're going to say, okay, how much is it? And then I tell them how much it is. I know next they're going to say, well, what's a loyal customer? So I have done these scripts to the T with almost every single person, and I know exactly how the conversation is going to go. And it's so awesome, because it's so fun, because because you are in control of the conversation, but it's kind of like a little game. Like, okay, I know they're going to ask this now, and this is how I'm going to respond. And, it just becomes very comfortable to you, and you are going to know exactly how the conversation is going to go because you're going to have that control. And it's all by the questions and that dialogue that you're going to be using. So just, you guys watch, just use those scripts, and you guys will see it'll just all fall into place.
Yeah, it really, she's not lying. Trust me. She's helped me with dialogue so much. So, yeah, definitely, like, short and sweet is the way to go. So, all right, so after we get our first 4 loyal customers, we have to start building a team. That's where we're really going to start reaping the benefits of our compensation plans. So you want to start building a team. You want to start thinking about this right away. I want you guys to think about, who do you know who would be good at this business? Who do you want to run a business with? Who would you have fun with? Who's outgoing? Who needs money? Who wants to be a stay-at-home mom? Who's on social media all the time? Who is the oversharer on social media that is like, my kid's picking his nose right now, and now we're driving to the restaurant. Those people. Like, those people are great for network marketing because they love to share. We love people who love to share. So think about this. Think about who you want on your team, because you've got to start reaching out to people. Every single time I talk to someone and they're like, I can't get anyone to join my team. And when we get down to real raw numbers of, okay, how many people have you invited into this business? It's not that many. And I think, people here know, and so then they shy away and they don't want to ask anymore. But if you're not inviting people into this opportunity, then, people aren't going to join you in it. So you have to start inviting anyone and everyone who you think would be good. So here are some dialogues for that. So, simple, easy. Hey girl, how are you? Every time I see your posts, I think about how amazing you would be at this business. You need to join my team. You would kill it. We would have so much fun. Done. That's it. Short and sweet. Just excited. I want you to join my team. I think you're awesome. I see you on social media. Easy. This one is one that's like more heartfelt, and we'll go into more posts about like posting with emotion in a little bit. But say you see someone on Facebook all the time, and like there's actually, I was talking about a girl earlier, but it came to mind another one. There's a girl on my Instagram, and she has like 6 kids, I believe. Anyway, she never gets to be home with them, and so she's always posting pictures with her kids and how much she loves her kids, and then when she goes to work, how sad she is. So like this is like the perfect way to reach out to her. Hey girl, I can't stop thinking of you every time I think about someone who would be so good in this business and could really use this opportunity. When I look at my Instagram, it always seems like pictures of you and your family are popping up, and I can't go today without telling you about this opportunity and giving you the chance to try this yourself and earn this for your family. I don't know a single person that couldn't use an extra $300 per month. So simple script, but it's heartfelt. It's not, hey, join my team, which I've been there. Not throwing anyone under the bus. I've been there. But that's so much more personal. It's like, I see you, I recognize you for who you are, and I want you to, I want to help you. I want you to be a part of my team. I want to share with you what I have. There was another lady who on Facebook, she had posted that she just wanted a 9-to-5 job, and she couldn't get a 9-to-5 job, and she's a single mom, and she never saw her kids. So she posted that, and I used that as, the perfect opportunity to reach out to her and speak from my heart and say, I understand you. That was my life. I never saw my kids, and I was always working, and it broke my heart, and I was struggling to make ends meet, and I didn't know what I was going to do to change the situation. When I went on and I got personal with her, I told her what my story was, and I just said, I relate to you, and I want to help, I want to show you what this business has done for me and how it changed my life. Would you like more, would you like more information on what I do, or would you be interested in what I do? So speak from the heart. when you're talking to people. So that's what you're going to do as far as reaching out for distributors. I want you guys to all start building your Instagram from the beginning. Even if you've been in this business a while and you haven't, start building it now. Instagram was a huge, giant struggle for me for a really long time. Really long time. And when I tell you guys I learned everything the hard way, I learned everything the hard way. So I'm not the quickest learner. But I am determined and persistent and did not give up. And so I now have actually a successful business on Instagram. And what I can tell you is that, you know, we start this business and we reach out to our warm market and kind of our warm markets network of people. But you want to set yourself up nicely for when you have to reach out to a cold market. And Instagram is a beautiful way to do that because there is so many people on there, and just looking at pictures, and there's not the restrictions that Facebook has, so you know you don't get flagged and in trouble for reaching out to people. But and you can follow 100 people per hour. So for Instagram, it takes time though. Like you have to build a following. So from the beginning of your business, I want you guys to get the app called InstaFollow. It's going to allow you to see who you're following and who's following you back. So basically, you can go to non-followers as a column on there. And what I do is, every day I want you guys to follow 300 to 500 people. And then the next day, I want you to click on non-followers, and I want you to unfollow, 300 to 500 people, like however many who aren't following you, so you can keep your followers and non-followers, or like followers and who you're following pretty consistent, so you don't look like a creeper. I see people on Instagram who are like following like 7,000 people, and they have like 300 people following them, and I'm just like, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna accept your follow. So start building that up now. You don't have to worry too much about Instagram, but I really think it's important for you guys to start building up that following now, because this is going to come into play in a huge way in your business. So hang on a second. All right, so what do you say when people stop responding to you? So Amanda gave a really good one, and Amanda said, what are you thinking? So what are you thinking? Are you wanting to order some products? That's a great way to respond to someone if they haven't responded back. Another thing you can say, especially if you're sharing the opportunity with them, is, does that make sense? What questions do you have? Never say, if you have questions, let me know. What questions do you have? What's the plan? If you have been reaching out to someone, and let's say you reached out to them a few times and they haven't responded back, you can reach out and say, hey, I know we were talking about whatever, hair, skin, nails, or you being a DT, and I haven't heard back from you. Did I offend you? And I like this one personally a lot, because when people haven't responded back for a good period of time, because you don't want to be the stalker that's like, hey, like I said, you don't want to lose control, so you don't want to be like, hey, are you still interested? I'm still thinking about you. Okay, wait, are you still interested? Like after a while, you just feel like you're like hollering in the dark. So I like to say, did I offend you? Because it kind of takes people aback, where they're like, why would you have offended me? And it gets them to respond, because either they, they're just like, what? Usually like, no, like, you didn't offend me. And there you go. Like, you now have control of the conversation again. You got a response out of them. So now you can, take it forward from there. So, and usually they'll say why, because people, they don't want to offend you. So usually they'll also give an answer why. They'll be like, oh, I'm so sorry, it's been crazy around here. We have a new baby and whatever else. So, but it gets you back connecting with people and gets you in control. So those are some different things you can say when people stop responding. So now when you are explaining the business, so like I said, like let's say you send out those messages to the potential DTs, the ones that you want on your team, and they say, yeah, that sounds great, I want more information. Or maybe they say, I don't know, send me some stuff. And it's kind of always like, well, okay, what's the best thing to send them? So here is a dialogue that Amanda wrote that is, it's very good, because I'm going to tell you guys, it talks about all the important parts of the business. It gives enough information, but it does not overwhelm anyone. Like I said, we don't want to word vomit and we don't want to overwhelm people. So here it is. Someone says, hey, I'm interested. Tell me more about it. You say, hey, lady, that's awesome. The opportunity is incredible. So a little info to see if this is a good fit for both of us. We are a health and wellness business. You will need about 15 minutes a day and a cell phone is all. It's a no-risk business, and we do not have any monthly quotas we need to meet. You will be given training and all the help and support you need to build a healthy business. It's $99 to sign up, and I will show you how to make that money back within your first week. It's very easy to do. I would love to take you under my wing and help you bring in some extra income. That's it. You don't have to go into anything else. You know, it covers that, you know, it's a great opportunity. You're excited. It's not difficult. It's simple. There's no risk. You know, we don't have quotas or minimums, and they're going to be trained and have support. So, you know, I'll let Amanda kind of go into what she wants to say about it, but in all honesty, like, stick to this. It's short and sweet, and it's not overloading people.
Yeah, exactly. I think we're all, especially when we first start, we just give, you know, a huge spiel of what the business is. Oh, it's this, and then you have to get these little customers and these distributors, and, you know, we give them all this information. It just overwhelms people, and they're just going to, you know, turn their backs. And so I literally just stick to what that little dialogue kind of said. I leave out loyal customers. I leave out distributors. And in fact, like, you know, like the bonus that's going on, what I was kind of running into is I would say, hey, you know, I'd love to help you make an extra $500, you know, dollars by getting our Ruby bonus. Well, then people would say, well, what's the Ruby bonus? How do I get to that? And then I'd be like, oh, shoot, well, now I have to explain, you know, they have to get the 4 loyal customers and then the 5 distributors and that kind of thing, which, you know, in all reality, it is, you know, it's very doable to get. But to somebody who is not part of our business yet, who does not know what a loyal customer is and what a distributor is, it just may sound very, very overwhelming to them. So I felt like I was kind of shying people away from that by saying that. So now what I say is I just kind of leave out the Ruby bonus. I just say, hey, you know, I would love to help you get $1,100 within these next 60 days. And if they say, oh, okay, great, how would I even do that? You know, how does that happen? And all I say is, you know, I would be helping you by, you know, mentoring you and taking you underneath my wing and just helping you build a nice, healthy, successful business. The same thing I would say as, you know, what I would say to them is getting the Ruby bonus, except, you know, I leave out the distributors and that kind of thing because that way it's not going to overwhelm them. And I've been getting a huge response that way. And just by, you know, like kind of Caitlin discussed, you really want to be genuine with everybody because we do care about these people. We do want to make everybody's business become successful. And, you know, by just saying like, you know, I would love to help you grow a nice, healthy business, take you underneath my wing, and show you how this business has changed my life. You know, the way that you present somebody, even if it's through, you know, messaging them or texting them, whatever the case is, they're going to feel your energy. They're going to feel if you're genuine or not. They're going to feel if you are confident in your business. Because if you are not confident, which you don't have to be right off the bat, because who is, but you need to fake it. So if they sense any doubt that you have in this business, they will feel that, and they're not going to join you. But if you show them that you are confident, even if you are not, and that you can really help them become successful in this business, then they will join you. And, you know, even if you are new, you have Caitlin and myself and Jackie and Katie who will all help you guys help your new distributors. So we will not just be like, oh, you have a distributor now, you need to help them, you know, take over. You know, we are here to help you too. So in all reality, you are going to be taking them underneath your wing, and you're just going to have help from your upline. So I just think it's, you know, just keep it very short and sweet, and you know, to the point, but definitely you know, make them feel that that they can do this, because as soon as they feel that they can't do this, or it's like another scam or anything like that, they're just gonna run. And but if you do tell them like, oh, this has changed my life, you know, in an X amount of time, or it's really, I've met so many people in this business that have just become some of my best friends, you know, that kind of thing. People are really gonna see that, and they're gonna want to be a part of it. So.
Definitely. And like I was saying earlier, you know, when I started this business, I had no idea about like building a team. I didn't know like that's what we were supposed to do. I was doing hair, and all I thought was like, this wrap is absolutely magical, and I'm going to put it on every client I have. So after I joined and I started watching videos, because, you know, I needed to make money at this, and so I really like threw myself into YouTube, watching videos and, you know, doing trainings, kind of like I've been doing, you know, to help you guys out. And I started hearing people's stories and like how they built their business. And I will say that like if Jackie would have told me when she signed me that I was going to have to go out and get distributors, I would have told her there's no way, because I didn't believe in myself at all. Not for something like this, you know. If she would have said this, you know, this is the kind of money you can make, and all you have to do is find X amount of people who want to do it too, I would have been like, well, I can't find those, because there's no way. So I started to, like I said, I threw myself into the business. I started watching videos and plugging into the Monday night calls with Pam, the Show Me the Money calls. You know, I know corporate calls are great to tune into, and I'm never going to tell you not to, but if you are going to choose one call a week to plug into Pam's, because you're going to hear people from all walks of life with all different stories. You know, people who have been homeless, women who have like 10 children and live where they don't even have neighbors, you know, and you're like, oh, and I think I can't build my business, you know, and they're like Ambassador Diamond. So you're just going to hear really incredible stories, and it's going to motivate you. It's going to give you ideas. It's going to make you see that you can do this. Like you have to push yourself out of the comfort zone. So, you know, so definitely plug in, but whole sidetrack to that was, don't feel like you have to give everyone all of the information, because they don't need to know how they're going to get a Ruby bonus right away. You know, they just need you to walk them through what they're going to do, how they're going to reach out to people. They don't need to know, you know, you need 5 distributors. That's so overwhelming. So, you know, you'll walk them through that after. Oh, the other thing I wanted to say on that is make sure, and I don't think with new people this ever comes across this way. I think it's more with once distributors have been in the business for a short period of time, that people can come off as pushy. I don't want you to come off as like passive, like you know, kind of like, do you want to be in my business? You know, I don't want that, but you know, you need to have like a level of confidence or an excitement about what you're doing. You don't need to have your own story. You can share somebody else's story. You know, share what it did for whoever you know in this business, and you know, how that impacted you. Why did you join? You know, what did you join? Because you believe in something in this business. You see opportunity. So share that with people. And, you know, when I talked to Amanda about this business, I just happened to go over to her house, and, you know, she was like, what are you doing? And I was like, oh my gosh, I started selling these wraps, and I just wrapped all these girls. And she was like, what? And I'm like, yeah, I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm like, people are making a lot of money at it, and I'm having a lot of fun. And I'm like, so far it's going really well. And, like, that's exactly what I said, because I literally had no idea what I was doing. I did know that people were doing well with this business, and that was about it. I was excited, though, and she literally, like, looked at me, and she was like, I want to do it. I'm gonna do it with you. And I was like, wait, what, really? And it was because I was excited. I showed passion about something. I showed excitement. I showed like opportunity and possibility, but I wasn't pressuring. But it was still confident because I was just excited. I was just sharing my emotions. So share that with people. Come across that way of like, like this will be fun. Like be casual with people. Not weird and holding back and not pushy. Just try to be casual and excited. Because the second someone feels like you need them, they will run as far away from you as possible. And in all honesty, this business is it's not about us. It's not about whatever you're trying to achieve. As soon as you get people under you, it's about their dream and helping them build their dreams and how, you're going to coach them towards that. So you don't ever want to look at somebody like they're a number or they're just someone who's going to get you where you need to be. All right. So let's see if I can find my place, you guys.
On that note, one of the things I like to throw out is to kind of make them feel like you're not just trying to get them to be another number on your team, is I like to say, I'd love to give you some more information to see if this is a fit for you and I. Because then they really know, like, okay, yeah, like she wants to make sure that I'm okay, that I'm, good to be on her team kind of thing. So, or I might say like, yeah, I'd love to give you a call, or I'd love to meet up with you to, to talk to you about the business to see if this is a good fit for the both of us. Because that way it really does, it makes them feel like, oh, I'm not just a number. Like she wants to make sure that I'm good enough to be on her team.
Mm-hmm.
So I like to throw that one out.
Definitely. I usually end with that too, as, if it's a good fit for the both of us. Which is true. Like you do want it to be a good fit for both people. Okay. So now we've talked about, what you're going to say to potential DTs, who you're going to think about for potentials, how you're going to, what you're going to message for potential LCs, your first post, what you're going to message them. So that's all what we've been through. Now we're going to go through posting. So we planted the seed with our initial post and private messaging people. So now you got to water the seed. So how are we going to water it is social media. You can also do this through, parties and one-on-one wraps. I never discourage any of that whatsoever. As many avenues as you can use in this business, the better. I do think, though, that, obviously social media is a huge outlet for us. It's, basically free advertising. It's, there's no possible way we can reach as many people as we do with social media, on foot. So, that's how Amanda and I have built our entire business, is through social media. So that's what we're going to stick to for right now. All right. So basically, it's called the 3-3 rule. Amanda and I have kind of adjusted it to the 2-3 rule. And what it means is you're going to do 2 to 3 posts per day, morning, noon, and night, and it's going to be of results, before and after pictures, but all of different before and after pictures. So it can be, stomach, a facial, and arms, or it can be hair, skin, and nails, or stretch mark cream, whatever it is. You just don't want to do like all of the same picture all day long. But there's different people on social media, morning, noon, and night. So, but those are like the hot times. So you're going to want to have, your 2 to 3 before and after pics, and then you're going to have 2 to 3 posts that are lifestyle posts. So lifestyle posts, I know people have a hard time with in the beginning. It's a lot easier to say, like, look at me, like, working from home, when I've obviously been doing this a while, but when I first started, I was working 2 jobs. I couldn't say, look at me working from home. I was so like, look at me working my ass off and I have no idea what I'm doing. So, don't think you need to have like this stay-at-home life to get this done. So basically, an example of a lifestyle post is going to be like anything that this business is allowing you to do. So you could say, I just went out to dinner with my husband using Mapcash. Thank you, it works for a lovely date. We hadn't had one in way too long. And then you could hashtag paid for by It Works. So, that shows people. You could show, yourself holding money saying, I just made, you know, however much money in wrap cash last minute, you know, and what you're going to do with it, or, you know, like what you're working towards, or if you're paying something off. You know, I know that, like, I announced when I paid off a student loan, and Amanda announced when she paid off a student loan, which was huge for us and wouldn't have been possible without this business. So, you know, anything that's like wrap cash or what you're doing, you know, my husband and I hadn't been out to dinner in like 2 years before this business, and probably wouldn't have been out to dinner still now if it weren't for this business. So, you know, like, I was able to post about that and just like give a heartfelt, you know, like, it's incredible to actually be sitting here eating this dinner with my husband. So, you know, pull into your emotions. And I mean, I know that we all have a past, and we all have pain, and we all have things that, like, you don't necessarily want to share with everyone. But I'm going to tell you right now, like, I by no means want you guys to air your dirty laundry. But when you can say something, you know, when I could say on Facebook, because I am a really positive person, and nobody really had any idea how much we were struggling. And when I could say on Facebook, like, you know, we weren't able to do this for so long, and now I'm able to, people, like, gravitated towards me like crazy, because they were just like, you know, you're always so happy. I just thought that, you know, your whole life was so perfect. You know, they had no idea that, you know, I was crying over daycare situations and, you know, stressing over bills, and they had no clue of the situation. And so when I could say something that was like, you know, this is what this has allowed me to do, and give them a piece of my life, that's when people related to it, because they were just like, God, like, I haven't, like, we can't go out to dinner, or we don't have money to do that, or whatever. And it doesn't have to be financial, but share where you come from, share what this is doing for you, because they're like, the people out there, they're going to relate to that. So, you know, another example is I bought myself a purse with my wrap cash, and it's so nice to be able to treat myself without feeling guilty. Or you could say, you know, make a joke and say, my husband can't give me a hard time because I got this with my wrap cash. Or you could say, you know, here's however much more money going towards our family vacation, taking the kids to Disneyland, whatever you guys are going to do. It doesn't matter. All of us have dreams. All of us have things we're working towards. So share them. If you haven't started making money yet, if you haven't even sold a wrap yet, it's fine. Say, share what you're going to do. Share what this business is going to do for you in 3 months and 6 months. Share what you're working towards, you know. You could say, you know, I've needed a second stream of income, and I'm so fortunate that I don't have to go into the workplace to do it. I can do it right from my bed. I can do it right next to my son. I can, whatever. You know, I take a picture of me and my kids almost every single day and post it on Instagram and feed it through to my Facebook. That's just like, I'm so grateful, you know, that I get to be home with these kids right now. There was a time where, you know, just the other day I posted a picture of me, like, laying in bed, and I was like, there was a time where I would have been hustling out the door with both kids to get them to daycare, and right now we're just laying in bed laughing, and they're climbing on me. I'm like, I can't believe this is my real life. You know, like, it's stuff like that. So you can share just anything you're working towards, you know, whatever it is, where you're going, what your goals are, and how excited you are. So, you know, and share how excited you are to share the products. So, okay, yeah, share how excited you are to share the products. Sorry, guys. And share how excited you are with the opportunity. So basically, you know, when you make a before and after post, you know, you're excited about what it did for someone. So here's some examples of impactful posts. Instead of saying, you know, get 4 wraps for, you know, get 1 wrap for $25 or 4 for $59, and then a picture of a before and after, or saying, if you want a wrap, let me know. Here's, like, this is a beautiful post. I'm so happy for this mommy. She is so excited to tighten her skin, have her stretch marks reduced, and most importantly, have her confidence back just in time for summer. That is why I love It Works, helping mommies to have that extra push to get where they want to go. I have 3 more wraps and would like to help 2 more mommies look this great also. Message me. So it's just showing, you know, like, look how I'm so excited for her. Look at her results. Like, you know, message me. I want to help 2 more people. You know, you can end that in different ways. Like you could say, you know, I would love to help, you know, like 4 more people at my cost. So you can change it up with how you end it. But basically what makes that post so beautiful is that it's not, buy from me, here's my wraps, you know, let me know, sign up now. It's just, you know, it's like you care about that person, you're excited for her, you hit it on an emotional level. Here's another one is this one was a girl holding balloons, and she was super excited, you know, was just like, and she said, if I can dream, I can achieve. I'm going for this bonus, and I am so excited to be doing this. I have never been so excited to wake up and put time into something I enjoy as much as this. If anyone else would love to join my team, I promise you will love it like I do. And then hashtag dream big and hashtag join the fun. So, you know, a comparable post to that would be when you see people that say, you know, join my team, earn a $500 bonus. Like those type of salesy ads, those look like infomercials to people. It doesn't connect with them. They don't, you know, they're not looking at it on a personal level. They're just like, okay, whatever, like I'm getting spammed, or they don't think it's believable. So, you know, speak from the heart, talk about, you know, show emotion, show what this business is doing for you, make it real. You want people to see your lifestyle, how this is impacting your life, because that's what they're going to relate to. They're not going to relate to how much money you're making. They're going to relate to how you feel and what type of life you're living. Do you want to add to any of that, Amanda?
No, I think that you pretty much covered it. I think I can't even say how important it is to make sure that your posts are not salesy at all. We are not trying to sell these products or sell the business or anything like that. We're trying to share the business, and I don't even know how many like there's so many people, and I am guilty of this as well, who, you know, the post just becomes, they just sound so salesy and just not genuine. And if you look, there's like no responses. But as soon as you make like if I made a post and it was like super salesy, I probably wouldn't get any response or any likes. But if I made a post about like how fun I was having with my kids and how I could be at home, you know, people are going to start to like that. They're going to start to see that, you know, that I'm not trying to sell somebody. I'm just trying to share these amazing products and share this business with somebody. And it's just going to go so much further. So, and another thing, the before, when you do like your before and after pictures, even like what I've been doing is, say if I see it on like Caitlin's, say Caitlin shared a before and after picture, but there wasn't a name of the person, I might just say like, oh, like, you know, this is, you know, whatever, you know, 2 wraps, you know, whatever the case was, some defining gel, and then I might say, thanks, Caitlin, for sharing this with me. Because then that's going to let people know, and I don't tag Caitlin in it, I just put the name Caitlin, because Caitlin did share it with me. Those were pictures that she shared on her wall, but it's letting people know that this is a person, and they think it might be Caitlin, but, you know, they don't know who it is, but in their mind, it's not just a random picture that I'm posting. This person has a name. So even if it's not their correct name, it just kind of, it makes it sound better. So, and I've gotten a lot more response with that as well. And then I was gonna say one other thing. Another thing. What I've been kind of doing is I've been asking my loyal customers, because you want to follow up with your loyal customers, see how they're liking the products. You know, stay in that communication with them and build that relationship with them, because you never know when they're going to become your distributor. And what I've been doing with my loyal customers is, you know, I might say like, hey, how are you loving these wraps? And they say, oh, I love them so much. Thank you for introducing me to them. And then I might say, hey, would you mind writing a testimonial on your page and tagging me in it? And what that does is they post on their page and they have their friends comment. And since I'm tagged on it, it's tagged on my page. But I can see all those comments. And then what I go and do is I add all those people to my friend list, and I get loyal customers that way. So just build your network, you know, as much as you can.
Yeah, that's an awesome, awesome tip. Anything you can do to expand your network from the beginning is amazing. Even if people, like when they become your loyal customer, will allow you to tag them and say, you know, thank you, you know, for becoming a loyal customer. I'm so excited for you to try the greens or anything like that. I will try to get people to like even give me like a little blurb that I can post anonymously, or if someone sends me a message and is like, I tried this and I absolutely loved it, I'll make sure I just block out their name and then I screenshot it and I post it onto my Facebook, because then it's anonymous, but and I'll post it on my Instagram too, but then it's people get to see it and people want to see, like, they want it to be real, so just always think that anything that's going to come across as like you're selling someone, if you feel like you're a used car salesman and you're trying to shout out, the deal, or, get this for doing that, anything like that, like, and like Amanda said, like, we're all guilty of it, and, I have been a huge offender, so, in the past, but to be honest, like, that's not what gets people. The emotional part is what gets people. The people seeing that they can, they can do that, or they can have that, or someone else who's just like them, got those results. So do that. Another thing I was going to say is, if, like, say you're already a stay-at-home mom and you are wondering, like, well, how am I going to post, like, lifestyle posts? Like, you can still just, like, post pictures of you and your kids, post pictures of what you guys are doing during the day, and, say, I'm so lucky to be home with these kids right now. Like, this is so great. And then, not everything has to be, like, and I'm making money, but, like, you could, like, let's say, have your kid on your lap and say, and, like, hold up the number 2 and be like, Billy and I just talked to 2 people who are interested in product. Okay, well, maybe you messaged 2 people and they didn't respond. It doesn't matter. Like, yeah, you told 2 people about product. They never responded. It doesn't matter. Like, it just shows people that, like, you're being a mom, you're doing this business, and, whatever. Or, like, if you have a full-time job, you can still do it, and just, you can be like, on my lunch break and making money from my second job, or, like, on my lunch break, and maybe not say making money from my second job, but say, like, how, and actually I don't even think that's bad, because a lot of people, like, like I said, I was doing 2 jobs, like, I needed income. I mean, people are strapped for cash. I don't know anyone that is just like, I couldn't use more money. Everyone can use more money. So, show that, like, maybe you're sitting in the lunchroom, or, at your job, and you're, like, reaching out to 2 people, or talking to someone about the business, or, like I said, show that you're, like, maybe watching TV at night and say, cuddled up to your boyfriend or husband, and you're like, sitting here after work and, working my second business while I watch whatever movie with whoever. So there's always lifestyle posts. Like, you guys just have to start thinking about it and relating them to you. Like, don't think that you have to be at a certain point to come up with lifestyle posts, because you don't. Like, you're just sharing your life, your dreams, where you're going. All right. So the other thing I was going to say, we got 2 more topics to cover, and it's going to be really fast because I know it's getting late, you guys. So remember that we're trying to help people solve a problem no matter what. So people have to find value in what you're offering them. When people turn away, it's because they're, like, 1, skeptical, or 2, like, I've had people say, oh God, this actually kills me. I had a girl who stopped being a distributor because she didn't want to pay the $20 website fee per month. And that's still, like, I could have a whole conversation on that. It still blows my mind. So anyway, bottom line, though, it doesn't matter what I think about it. Bottom line is, she didn't find more value in what she was going to get from this business than that $20 that she was going to spend on her website. And sometimes people will say, like, the $99 is too much, and it's because they don't see more value in what this business is going to give them than they see in that $99 that maybe went somewhere else. So people are spending their money somewhere. When I signed up for this business, I actually took the money from our electric bill, which I'm not saying go do, but I mean, that's, like, how much I was, like, ready to take a chance and change our situation. Is I was just like, I'll make it work. I'm determined to make it work. And I took money from our electric bill, and I did pay it back. But I found more value in what this business could offer me and the potential I had in this business than I found in, not being late on my electric bill, basically. So that's what it comes down to. Like I said, I'm not saying don't pay your utilities, but just look at it. It was when people when you're talking to people, you need to address things that are going to help them solve a problem. Show them the value. If they don't see the value, they're not going to go for this. So always try to show people the value, whether it's in being a customer or being a distributor. And then the last thing we're going to talk about is the fortunes and the follow-up. And Amanda's going to take over this section. I'm just going to show you guys quickly what I do as far as my follow-ups, and then Amanda's going to go into the real deal on this, people, because like I said, it's funny because Amanda's a more introverted person than I am, and I'm very extroverted and crazy. And when it came to following up, though, it was like role reversal. And that's why I say you can never judge how someone's going to do in this business or how they're going to act, because anyone would have thought that I was going to be the person that was like, you want this now? Like, you ready to order? And not at all. I might be so in your face and in public and be like, hey, but when it came to following up with people, I was terrified. Like I said, I had to ask Amanda for permission over and over again and be like, are you sure it's okay if I ask him this? Are you sure? I messaged him last month. Are you sure it's okay if I message him again this month? I needed that permission. I needed to be told that it was okay. And it has made a huge difference in my business. So I want you guys to know this is a statistic that changed my mind completely and allowed me to actually allow Amanda to help me. Was I saw that most people have to see something 7 to 21 times before they actually decided to go for it. So before they decided to buy or even make contact with you, they have to be presented with it 7 to 21 times, and that's a real statistic. So if you're reaching out to people, they're not responding, or they're telling you no, and then you're not following up and you're just saying, well, they didn't want it, you will not have a business. You will not have a business, because the fortune is in the follow-up. All of the money is in how you're following up. And the one thing that I've learned to do, because I'm incredibly unorganized, so I get really excited when I learn how to organize anything, is anyone who, let's say, I've been talking to, and it doesn't, okay, so this right here is, goes on down, and it's a list of distributors that I've been working with. Now, some of these distributors haven't gotten back to me. Some of these distributors have told me no. It doesn't matter. All of these are a list that I carry over every month of people who either I think would be good, or they've liked a post, or they've commented or asked a question. And sometimes they've never done anything, and like I said, I just think they'd be good, and I keep them on a constant list. And I do the same thing with potential loyal customers. Is anytime somebody likes or comments or makes contact, I write them down. And so what's helped me get organized is, as soon as somebody doesn't respond or tells me no, I automatically, or not right now, I automatically then go and choose the next date in which I'm going to make contact with them, and then I write down their name. If they were a potential distributor or a potential loyal customer. If they're a potential loyal customer, I write down if it was hair, skin, and nails, what it was. And that way, every single day, when I open up my calendar, all I have is names, and it goes all the way down of who is my follow-ups for that day, and I don't even have to think about it. It's just right there. So that's I know Amanda does a lot of hers with Facebook messaging, so I think a lot of yours are just in your messages, right?
Yeah, I do some a calendar like you, and then I have a notebook, and then I also do a lot of them in my messages. So typically how I will do my follow-ups, I kind of break them up into categories. So say I'm just talking to somebody, I'm doing my, my contacts, my daily contacts in my follow-ups. So if I contact somebody and they respond and they say, they're interested in the products, then I will, continue the conversation. If the conversation ends and they don't tell me a date that they want to sign up, or if they want to sign up yet, I always write their name down, and I write it in my folder. I write their name down and what they're interested in, the wraps, and then a date that I want to follow up with them. So if I've been talking to them, so say today, and then the conversation just ended and they haven't gotten back to me, I might in a couple hours just say like, hey, so what do you think, and are you interested in getting some of this, some of the wraps? If they still haven't responded to me, I might give it about 2 days and respond and message them back again and follow up with them and say, hey, I never heard back from you. I would love to, get you all ordered up. Just something very short and sweet, nothing lengthy at all. Just, hey, I'm just kind of following up. I just want to see if you wanted me to get you ordered. If they still don't respond, I'll probably push it back about 2 weeks, and then I follow up with them again. At that point, if they still have not responded, then I'll message them the following month. And I keep messaging them because I know that this person is interested. The reason that they're probably not ordering from me at that moment or at that time that I'm messaging them is most likely is because of money. So I keep messaging them, and then hopefully eventually they're either going to respond and say like, oh, I really want this, but I can't until this date. So what I'm looking for is either a date that they're going to tell me that they're going to order, or some kind of response saying, yes, I'm ready to order. So I make sure that my follow-ups, I'm constantly following up with them, and I keep track of who I need to follow up with either in my calendar or in my notebook. So if I'm messaging somebody and they're communicating back and forth and they're like, oh, great, I would love this product, but I cannot get it until next Friday. That's when I take my calendar out and I put their name in my calendar, because I know that Friday I need to contact them and say, hey, I'm ready to order you up. Are you all ready? And then kind of go from there. So now the people that say you send out 10 contacts a day and only one person responds, and all those other 9 people, they either just completely ignore you or they just say no. So what you'll want to do in that situation is follow up with them the next month and just send them a different script that we have in our files, just one of those scripts, and hopefully they'll message you back. If not, you follow up with them the next month, and then the next month up after that. And you keep following up with those people every single month until either they, 1, delete you, 2, they say, Amanda, stop messaging me and leave me alone, or 3, they become your loyal customer or distributor. So a lot of times, people just get busy, but the biggest reason why people are not responding to you is because they don't know information, they don't know about the products, and they don't have money. So just because they are not responding to you does not mean that they are not following you. So I've had so many people who they have not responded to me at all, and I've sent them 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 messages every, in a 9-month span, and randomly out of the blue they will message me and say like, hey, I need some more information about these wraps. And I'll go back and I'm like, I have messaged you like every single month for the past year. Why haven't you responded to me? But anyways, that's my point is following up is going to make or break your business. So even if they don't respond to you, do not give up with them. Even if they flat out say, no, I'm not interested in, do not give up on them. Keep following up with them, because they might not be interested in the wraps, but they might be interested in the hair, skin, and nails, or the Confianza, or one other product that we have. So just keep following up, and then sorry, I just lost my train of thought.
No, that's okay. I was real quick while you get it back. I was gonna say one of the things I do for follow-ups now is, so for the people who they haven't responded, all that, I'll go back and I'll say, hey girl, I just want to give you my deal of the month. It's for, let's say it's Confianza or Defining Gel, whatever it is. I just want to let you know the deal of the month right now. I have however many spots to get this product at my cost. Are you interested? And I'll send that in just different products, but I put it out as, my deal of the month. And that's how I've been doing it and getting responses. The other thing I was going to tell you guys, sorry, Amanda, and then I am going to give it back to you again, is that when people don't respond to you, it's because people don't like saying no to people, and I think everyone can relate to that. I know I'm a people pleaser, and so I try to accommodate people, and even though I don't think I would ever not respond to someone, that's not necessarily my character. I can't understand that how people do, because they don't know how to respond, and most people don't know how to say no, even if it's no matter what. If they don't have money, it doesn't matter the reason, they don't know how to say no. So recognize that and don't take it personally. It has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with them and their situation. So, think of it as if, a waitress offered you, a Coke, and and you're like, no, I don't want a Coke. You wouldn't get mad, or the waitress wouldn't get mad because you didn't want the Coke that she offered you, or whatever it is. It could be a stick of gum. So you have to look at it that way with this business. People aren't saying no to you, and they're not ignoring you because of a personal level. They just don't know how to respond, and they don't want to say no.
Yeah. One more thing I was just going to say is, if you guys want this, these scripts to work and this technique that we're, trying to teach you guys to work, it has to be consistent. So every single day, making those contacts, even if it's just 10 contacts, it does not take a lot of time at all. Just every single day. And I guarantee if you guys are making these contacts every day, using these scripts, how we are, suggesting to use, your business will definitely succeed. It will triple, it will, double, it will triple, you will see how well this works. And like, for instance, I started doing this probably like the middle of January, the beginning of January, and I would just contact people and just keep contacting them, adding new friends to my Facebook or Instagram, and I would just keep following up with them. And I didn't see so much response in January, but in February I was like, wow, I just got, X amount of loyal customers. I think it was like 10 loyal customers, or, a certain amount of distributors. And I was like, wow, this is, that's awesome. And then the following month, I just kept doing the same thing every single day. And then in March, April, May, and June, I got anywhere from 30 to 40 loyal customers each month.
Woo-hoo!
And just by doing this technique, and all you need is 4 loyal customers every month to meet your steps to success. But think what your business would do if you got 30 loyal customers, or even 10 loyal customers. I mean, that's amazing. So continue doing this and being consistent with it. I honestly, I am nothing special. I am just consistent and persistent with people, and that's how I feel that this is really working. And if it's going to work for me and Caitlin, it's going to work for all of you guys. It's just going to take some time and consistency. So if you start to do this and within your first couple weeks you're like, oh shoot, it's not working for me, well, you're right. You haven't given enough time. You haven't let it breathe. You haven't let people see what you are doing, and you haven't let it soaked in enough. And so you keep doing it and give it a whole month. I guarantee the next month you're going to have a lot more loyal customers, and then the next month after that it's probably going to double or triple. But you just have to be consistent with it and keep following up, and I guarantee it will change your business, you guys.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. So yeah, you guys don't forget about follow-up, because in all honesty, that is one of the most important things, and I wish I would have learned that. Literally Amanda taught that to me a few months ago. I can't even imagine where my business would be right now if I would have known that before then. So take that seriously for sure. And if you're scared, because like I said, I was terrified, and I just, like I said, I want to be transparent with you guys, because I don't want you to think that it's oh, well, yeah, you could do that, but you don't understand my friends. No, we're all terrified about it. But reach out to people, reach out to your upline and, talk to them about it. And they'll help you set realistic goals of, like Amanda said, reaching out to 10 people a day. That's a great place to start out. And I'll tell you, when I started following up with people, the first few days, I was following up with I think it was 50 people per day. And it took me until I reached 400 people that I followed up with until I got my first person who responded and was interested in signing up, and I kept messaging Amanda going, are you sure this is going to work? And are you sure, I had no faith in myself, you guys, literally no faith in myself. And she just kept saying, just keep doing it. It'll work. It doesn't matter. Who cares if they don't respond? Just keep going. And I was just okay, and I could do that. I could take simple instructions, keep going. And I just kept sticking with it, and it worked, and it still works. So You know, don't be afraid to reach out, and if you need to be talked through stuff, like I said, I do too. Me too. So don't worry about it. But I know this ran really late. If you guys do want to ask some questions, I have no problem answering questions right now. I really appreciate all your guys' time on here, and I can't even tell you how much, you know, all of us like adore you guys, and how much that we just believe in your future, and are so, like, we have seen this business do such life-changing things for all of us that we just want to do everything we can to help you. So if this helped you, if you felt like something was missing or you need more, like I said, you can stay here and I'll answer questions, or you can go on to our page, our group page, The Rapper's Paradise, and you can say, you know, either what you got out of it, positive or negative, you know, what you feel like you're lacking, what you still need more of, or, you know, what this has helped you with. So.
And next week we're going to do some other trainings just to go into more detail on social media and Instagram, and just, you know, exactly, you know, maybe more detail up on the follow-ups, or, and like Caitlin said, just post something and then we can go over that in our next hangout.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
and one other thing, sorry. The book Go for No, I feel like that has actually what has changed my business. You can get it on Amazon. It's super cheap and it's a very fast and easy read. So I would definitely recommend getting that, and it will just help you understand why if somebody tells you no, it's not a bad thing. So it's actually a good thing. So so I would definitely, you know, try to get that book.
Definitely try to get that book, because that will change the way you feel about being told no, especially because all of us kind of have a fear of rejection, and it will change the way you feel about it. The other thing I wanted to tell you guys, oh boy, what was it? If, like, whatever trainings you guys feel like you need, send it to us. Like, let us know, you know, we want to help you in however area you feel like you need the help. So let us know what trainings you need, what information you need, so we can do that for you. And well, I lost the train of thought again, but that's it. Just let us know what you need, what's beneficial, and you know, what you feel like you need more of, so we can put it together for you. Oh, sorry, that was it. If you feel like you're reaching out to a lot of people and you're not getting the responses you need, and you feel like your scripts aren't working, or like you're not in control of the situation, the first thing you need to do is you need to screenshot your conversations. Do not be embarrassed, because we have all sound like the world's biggest jackass. Screenshot your conversations, and you need to send it to your upline. You know, send it to me or Amanda, and let us look at it, so, you know, we can say, oh, okay, and tweak it, because usually it's like the tiniest tweaks of, like, taking out the word just, like, oh, I just wanted to see, it's, you know, like, you know, let me know, like, the littlest tweaks that are going to make the biggest difference. So, you know, wherever you feel like you're falling short, don't run away in fear. Come to us and say, you know, what am I, like, it's not that you're doing something wrong, but just recognize it as, we're not expecting you guys to know any of this, and come to us and let us know so we can help you work through it, because we want you guys to succeed more than anything. Okay, and now I swear I'm done.
Do any of you guys have any questions? No?
No?
Well, if you guys think of anything, just post it in our in the page, and we can kind of address this next week.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. And like I said, let us know if this was helpful, you know, because your feedback helps us to better lead you. So let us know, and we'll talk to you later.
Bye, guys. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.